All right, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast trials. And in this video, we are going to be finishing off weekly therapy number 42, which is no running here on the psychosurgery difficulty. We're on the final trial, which is Sabotage the Lockdown, one of the easiest MKs out there, so we shouldn't struggle too much with this, I hope. Of course, no running being the weekly, we are up against the no running variant, meaning if you run at all in the game, you will take shock damage. Not a lot of damage, but it is some and enough to give you a mark against your grade, so we got to avoid that. Adrenaline sources will give you a immunity to that effect, so you can run for a little bit. Increased threat to more and deadly traps with limited item psychosurgery. The variators, blind, backpack, evasive, incognito are my setup, my loadout. Let's jump into the trial and see what we can do. Of course, we do get the free syringe as well, free adrenaline syringe from no running to give you a little bit of a boost into there. And I guess this, of course, being the final trial for this one, I will give my thoughts as I usually do on the event or weekly or whatever it ends up being that we are completing here. Overall, I think no running was pretty fun. You know, not as hard or as bad as a lot of people, I think, make it out to be. But maybe that's just because of all my escalation experience. I mean, it's almost certainly because of all my escalation experience, obviously, but just my experience with the game in general. But in escalation, you can get much more annoying variator combinations. I mean, this is basically just no running on its own, which is then combined with like normal psychosurgery variators from like Genesis, and so it's never going to be as difficult as some of the craziness in escalation, like no running with psychosis damage or bleeding, no running with also stay together, or you know, things like toxic shock or cold snap also being on top of it. So it ended up being easier than I thought it would be, even with those thoughts in mind. But still, that just probably harkens back to my experience, and I can still understand why some people might struggle with this as a weekly in general. One thing it kind of points out, I don't know where the giant actually was. I heard some weird sounds. I wanted to go back here to look for posters anyway. I'm not sure where exactly, or if exactly I do feel this way about it, but it does feel a little bit sad for the way weeklies are going to go, that we have these variators in escalation already and stuff like that. Like confinement sounds like it's going to be maybe interesting, but I don't know. Like, it was kind of cool, I guess, was what I'm trying to get at. It was kind of cool back when weeklies would introduce variators for the first time on occasion. I think that was a fun system and gave some refreshing new stuff every week. Now the tasks on this weekly are a huge improvement and make it on its own worth doing and enjoyable for me, so that's fine. But like, you know, having Nostophobia as it's, I mean, so I guess Nostophobia being an example, there still will be times where a new thing will be introduced and maybe not even be around afterwards with a weekly, so I guess I don't have to be too sad about it. But it's just considering, like, I guess the fact that it's been in customs and in escalation already for a bit has sort of lessened the impact it has had as a weekly, because it's not something new, and it's something we kind of already, it's already kind of an understood mechanic and known how to deal with, at least by, you know, the dedicated players who play a lot. And again, it's not necessarily a bad thing or something I would hope to change. It's just, I don't know, something I noted, and I think I will generally prefer the weeklies that bring something interesting and new like Nostophobia did, as opposed to things that are, you know, maybe more difficult and going to be more of a challenge, but not necessarily as interesting in terms of the, you know, changes to the game or the newness of the mechanics. So, yeah, I guess that's all I would generally say on it. But overall, I had fun with it, and I'm looking forward to the upcoming ones as well. Although, well, mandatory secondary will be kind of interesting, but we're going to go ahead and crank this. And I don't know what. You know, I guess I should have waited, but I didn't know. I don't know, that was a really weird situation. I think the pitcher was sandbagging Coil. Smash the like button. And honestly, we'll probably not even get the A+ here. But I think the pitcher was sandbagging Coil a little bit there. and making him go much more slowly, and that's kind of where I got confused. It's possible we still get it with the adrenaline usages and stuff. We'll see here. But a short trial, 1 damage can take you down. No, we actually managed it. Okay, A+, 4 minutes, 27 seconds, Sabotage lockdown, no running Psycho Surgery here. Yeah, it's just going to be that 1 damage from basically jumping into that fire myself, so entirely my fault. But yeah, overall, pretty good weekly. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope it wasn't too painfully difficult. I mean, I'm sure it's not a big deal on lower difficulties, especially when you remove limited items, I bet. I mean, maybe, again, it's just conspiracy or placebo or whatever, but it seemed like there was a lot of adrenalines around on these trials. Maybe there's an increased amount. Who knows? But that is going to be it for this one. We will be back next week with Confinement. Interested to see what that is, as well as what the accompanying tasks are going to be. And then, of course, if we get any news or anything like that, I'll be releasing videos on that as well. Do want to get back to the educational content at some point. I've just been a bit more busy recently, but with the additional days off I'm going to be taking from streaming, that'll give me more time to make some videos, and I'm looking forward to getting into those as a result. I'll also be having a supercut of Stamped Surplus coming out at some point. I do have the footage, I just need to edit it all, and I'm doing that slowly over time since it takes a while, because it's just going to be all 9 trials in one video that just like really quickly cut together and just goes through them all fast, because Stamped Surplus, not that interesting to officially or fully cover. But yeah, that's it for this one, you guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Big shout out to my channel members names popping up on the screen here, and special shout out to Laura for being in that Reborn Reagent tier. And if you'd like to support the channel yourself, hit that join button down below. Subscribe as well, of course. Join my Discord and follow me on Twitch. Links in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.